It was up at 21,100, so we are making a bit of a difference.
Question number 5, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Mr Speaker, my question is to the Minister for Canterbury Earthquake Recovery. Does he consider the allocation of the value of the land within the rating valuation process to be robust when it has produced such variable outcomes, leaving many in the red zone with insufficient funds to buy a section to take advantage of the replacement option in their insurance policy?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister for Canterbury Earthquake Recovery, I reply, I can only accept the valuation that was accepted by the government of the day when that member was the Minister of Building and Construction at the time, and his colleague David Parker was the Minister for Land Information back in August of 2007. The June 23 offer by the government to purchase those properties in the most damaged areas at the 2007 rating valuation is a fair and balanced one.
Point of order, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Mr Speaker, I think the Minister may be confused. My question is about land value, not property per se value, land value. There is a distinction.
Well, in his answer, I believe what he said was he did believe it was robust because the ministers of the day accepted it was robust. That was what I thought the Minister answered. If I'm wrong on that, the Minister had better indicate I'm wrong, but he's not. Point of order, the Honourable Land Dulcell.
Point of order. The question talks about the value of the land within the rating value process, rating valuation process.
Order. What I understood the Minister to indicate was, given this question, I presume the ministers of the day accepted that the land within the rating valuation process was a robust arrangement, and the Minister was saying he's not second-guessing the ministers of the day, that he accepts their judgment. It would seem to be what the Minister was saying. Point of order, the Honourable Tribunal.
Mr Speaker, that might well have been what the Minister meant to say.
Order.
Well, I know it's an unusual process, sir. Can I just seek the indulgence of the House for the Minister to repeat his answer, because I don't think that's what he did actually say.
Well, I think I listened very carefully because and I accept that the Minister could have been perhaps more precise in his answer, but where I accept if the questioner indicates to me that the way land values are treated within the overall rating process has changed since 2007, that process has changed, I'll allow him to ask his question again. If it hasn't changed, the answer is relevant, because the Minister in answering said the ministers of the day accepted it was robust, and he's not second-guessing that.
I think
the Honourable Tribunal. Point of order.
Point of order. The property valuation service, not the land. I think that's what he said.
We're not going to debate it by way of point of order. We've done that for long enough. There are further supplementaries, and I believe the Minister, it may not have been exactly the answer the member wanted, but given the question asked, it was an answer. The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Supplementary. Will he be putting in place a formal appeal process to address any issues of inconsistency in the rating values of land, recognising that the rating valuation mechanism was never established for the purpose of paying out on land damaged by a natural disaster, referring here to land?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister, I understand that a whole lot of the technical, specific details of the package are still to be worked through. I understand the Minister has had brought to his attention some issues about land valuations with regards to cross-leased and unit title sections, and Mr Speaker, I understand all of those will be addressed in great detail as the package is brought to the market.
The point of order, the Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
It was a relatively straightforward question that asked, will he be putting in place a process?
And it was a good question, I do say, the Honourable Member, if I may be so humble to do so. But the Minister indicated in his answer that the details of the package to which appeals might relate are not yet finalised, and therefore he can't indicate to the member whether or not there will be an appeal process, because the package that relates to all of this is not yet finalised, is what I believe the Minister said. Now that is an answer to the question. He can't indicate whether there will be an appeal process if the package that might contain an appeal process is not yet developed, not yet finalised. And so I believe the Minister has given a genuine answer to that question. The Honourable Clayton Cosgrove.
Supplementary. Does the Minister now accept that his public commitments, which he repeated as late as June 15, and as detailed in yesterday's questions to him, that the equity earthquake victims have in their properties will be preserved, has about as much value now as many of those damaged properties in Christchurch?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Speaker, no.
Tell Jerry.
The Honourable Leanne Dalzell. Order. The Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Mr. Speaker, does the Minister accept that the rating valuation process divides the total capital into two components, land and improvements? And does he now accept, knowing that so many in the red zone have insufficient funds to buy a section, that the land component is not fair and balanced?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Mr. Speaker, with regards to the first part, yes I do, and all I can say is that homeowners have their rating valuation from 2007 and an analysis from the Institute of Valuers show that sales prior to September 4 confirm that it to be a fair number that we've come up with. For example, where the member lives, I understand in Bexley, properties were selling just prior to the September 4 earthquake for around 93.7% of their rating value.
The Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Mr. Speaker, can he confirm that in certain situations the EQC cash settlement for land within the red zone will be more than the land component of the 2007 rateable value? And if so, what steps is he taking to notify homeowners of this option before the government offer is made on a formal basis?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Mr. Speaker, no, I can't confirm that.
Supplementary, Mr. Speaker.
Just before I call the member further, that was a... I invite the member to repeat that question that she just asked, because it was a very reasonable question. I just want to make sure I heard it correctly myself. The member may repeat her last question.
Can he confirm that in certain situations the EQC cash settlement for land within the red zone will be more than the land component of the 2007 rateable value? And if so, what steps is he taking to notify homeowners of this option before the government offer is made on a formal basis?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Mr. Speaker, my answer was no, I can't confirm that. That on a case-by-case basis that may be, but I can't confirm that.
Supplementary question, the Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Mr. Speaker, can he advise whether the EQC cash settlement for land includes the cost of repairing the individual section when the government has ruled land repair in the red zone to be uneconomic? And if so, will he review that decision in light of his stated commitment to fairness and balance?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Well, Mr. Speaker, I'm sorry, I can't confirm some of the details the member keeps asking, and if they were put down as a primary question or as a question for written answer, we'll be very happy to give specific details. All I will repeat is that the government put a lot of work into this. The package is between $485 and $635 million for the package, sir. We believe it to be a fair, reasonable and balanced offer.
The Honourable Ruth Dyson.
Does it meet his definition of fair and balance that a couple in their late 80s living in the red zone who don't meet mortgage criteria and couldn't sustain it if they had one have a significant shortfall between the rateable value on their property and the purchase price of anything similar? And if it doesn't meet the definition, will he take some action to deliver fairness for them?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Mr. Speaker, as I have said on a number of occasions, the government put a long thought into the process about coming up with a number that could be justified. The 2007 rating value seemed to be a number that was the right number to use, and as I said, in many cases the property prices dropped since that time. We think it is a fair and balanced package.
The Honourable Ruth Dyson.
Does it meet that same definition of fairness that a couple in a brand new home, which could be repaired, but they're now living in the red zone so have to move out, have been told by their insurance company that they will only be paid the cost of the repair? And if that's not fair, will he act to deliver fairness for them?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
I'm not going to be foolish enough to get involved in making comment on any specific case other than to say the package, I think, is fair and balanced, And also, Mr Speaker, it's voluntary. People can choose to take it or not.
Order. Brendan Burns, supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr.
Order.
Speaker.
I want to hear Brendan Burns' question. These are serious questions. I must hear them. Order.
My question to the Minister asks, has the Minister got any estimate or even an indication of what percentage of properties in the red zone are likely to lose equity on their land or on their land and home under the government's 2 buyout options?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
No, Mr Speaker, I don't have that estimate, but what I can say is that a very large number of emails and messages have been coming in from people saying to the Minister, thank you for the package you put up, and we look forward to being able to sign up and take advantage of it.
Supplementary question,
Brendan
Mr
Burns.
Speaker. Given the Minister's assurances about preserving equity made as recently as 2 days after the June 13 shakes, what does he say to my Avonside constituents, many of whom believe they will lose equity of between $50,000 and $90,000 under either of the government's buyout options, including David Hayward of Avonside Drive, who says $90,000 is the minimum he stands to lose?
The Honourable Maurice Williamson.
Well, Mr Speaker, I know this is sounding like a cracked record, but look, the package we put together, the government believes is a fair and balanced package, and I am not going to spend time in this House debating specific cases for which there will always be circumstances that are unique to that case.
Question. Point of order, the Honourable Leanne Dalzell.
Mr Speaker, I seek leave to table an extract from an email which shows 3 separate rateable values for the land-only components of 3 17-metre frontages on the River Avon in the suburb of Avondale, showing a difference of $59,000 per
Who prepared this document?
It's an extract from an email that was sent to me from a resident of Avondale.
This is an email from a resident of Avondale. Leavers sought to table that document. Is there any objection? There is objection. Question number 6, Dr. Cam Calder.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.